Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're joining me from in the world, us from in the world. Shuri's in the room. What will she do this week? Who knows? Oh, she's bolted out of the room. That's what she's going to do this week. What a big week of newsy news. That was a bit of a surprise and a delight, wasn't it? I had to wonder, is this the biggest week of InArt news we've had? Because we had two releases. They released Draco Malfoy, they released the David Correnswet Superman, and they announced Supergirl. As we all thought, Supergirl went up for pre-order 2 hours ago. I've got thoughts, I've got feelings. And then Howie decided to wheel out a few announcements and got some feelings, got some thoughts. I am a little bit late because I saw that the Figure Hideout just posted his reel of the Scarecrow, and I wanted to see that because I had not expected that to be such an early release in this quarter. I don't know why. My gut feelings as to what is and isn't going to come out clearly not on the radar, but of course, super happy because it's a Dark Knight Rises trilogy figure, which I'm very excited to get. So I will say up front, because there were so many announcements and releases, I am going to do a little bit of a truncated itinerary. So the things we're going to talk about in depth are InArt Malfoy, InArt Superman, Hot Toys Scarecrow, Hot Toys John Wick, Supergirl, and we'll look at the updated release schedule for Hot Toys. There was a lot of other things announced and released that I don't really know a lot about. So I'm introducing a new segment today to get through some of that newsy news. But let me have a look to see who's here to hang out on a Friday, as always. Maybe Shuri will come back. That'll be a treat. We've got the Toy Collector. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you. I've got Figure Fan for Life. Good day. Looking forward to the newsy news. There's so much newsy news to talk about. I'm keen to hear people's thoughts. I've had so many thoughts and feelings about that Supergirl this week, guys. I'm not going to... It's been a lot. It's been a lot. Tiny Art Guy is here. Happy Friday, everyone. Just enjoying unboxing my... I don't know how to say it. Akuza Studios Barbosa. What a figure from a third party. That figure looks pretty incredible. And the price. This is what gets me. Like, I've always said, like, I really do like third party, despite my rant about Eve Macaro last week. I like third party, and you get some absolutely cracking figures, and I think that is one. And given Hot Toys only seems to want to go to the well and do Jack Sparrow figures, this is the role that I think third party can play and do really well, where they bridge the gap for those other characters that we want. Because I mean, do you only want like 5 Jack Sparrows? Probably not. You probably want someone to go with him. So yeah, that's cool. I hope you're enjoying that figure. Figure Fan for Life says, yes, Barbosa looks amazing. Really does. I think it's been a bit of a slow release, though. Like, I feel like it's been coming in dribs and drabs. So hopefully that's a bit of a sign that they're taking their time with it and ensuring that the quality does not drop from the beginning to the end of the release. That would be very nice. We've got Anthony Stanfield. Hello, everyone. Hello to you, Anthony. Happy Friday. Gilbert's here. Hello all. Hello to you. Figure Fan for Life says lots of InArt news plus the scalping on their site. Yeah, I feel like people have done that topic, and it was interesting because there was a post that Kit put up in his group to kind of present a different point of view. So wherein lies the truth? I think it's probably everyone's going to land on their opinion on what the deal is with that. But yeah, it's been a big and interesting week for InArt. We've got Dream and Visions dropping a batch to you. We've got AJ. Hello everyone. I'll have to catch the replay, but have an amazing one. You too, AJ. I hope you and Mrs. Ashley are doing well. I've got Valkyrie Magnus is here. Greetings, Helen and friends. Greetings to you. Natalie Harris, good evening, Helen and Shuri. Hope you're well. Quite a bit of news today. We do have a lot of news, and as I said at the start, we're not doing everything in depth. So the description and what I've listed in the description is what we're going to talk about in depth. So we're talking about Supergirl, Superman, Malfoy, John Wick, and Scarecrow in depth. New segment being introduced tonight. What a treat. Carl Goodwin is here. Hello, here live. Nice to have you live. Ultra Mentish? I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry. 5 Jack Sparrows. We need at least 7 or 8. Look, I have like 9 John Wicks, so I'm not one to talk. But John Wick needs some friends. You know, if anybody wanted to make me a Winston or a Sharon, I'd be down. Speaking of Wick, Bobby's here. Happy Wick Friday. Happy Wick Friday to you, Bobby. Bobby's been playing figure counselor to me tonight because I don't know what to do. So is Mandy Burton, actually. I've been talking to Mandy a lot about the Supergirl figure. But we'll talk about Johnny Wick. We'll talk about him. It's an interesting announcement and release. And you know what's funny? Because when I was doing the segment last week on the black box toys, whatever they're called, who cares, Eve, and I remembered that teaser. And last week I was like, oh, we're never getting that John Wick, are we? And then this week Howie's like, here you go, some John Wick for you. Natalie says, are you tempted by the John Wick Ballerina Hot Toys? I sure am, because I remember when the promo pictures for this came out, I was more hyped for the John Wick tease in the background than Eve herself. Because Eve doesn't look good, and I'm not confident they're going to update that sculpt. So yeah, I am very, very tempted by that John Wick. I'll talk a bit more about it when we get to it. But there's the rational side of me and there's the collector side of me, and they are at loggerheads at the moment as to what I should do. Ace is here. Happy Friday to everyone. Went to see Supergirl last week, and it's absolutely terribly, profoundly awful, and I'm glad I didn't pay for tickets. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. Windman's here. Greetings to all. 8 a.m. and 74 Fahrenheit now, going up to 95. Yikes. Trade you. It's freezing. It's freezing by my standards. I will always admit that Western Australia is not cold by global standards at all. But I think it gets down to 6 degrees tonight. But it feels so much colder, and I feel like I've been keeping some winter bugs at bay this week. Thank God it's the weekend, friends. Figure Fan for Life says, I didn't see Kit's post yet. I'll look for it. Thanks. Yeah, he did a bit of a synopsis as to why the prices were the way they were. And again, I think some people will or won't believe it. He's presenting their point of view. And I think there's 2 sides to the story there. So everyone will make up their own mind. Keith Lee is here. Sup, friends? Hello, Keith. I hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. Bobby says, how many more Wicks more? I mean, how many John Wicks is too many John Wicks? There is no number, because there is no such thing as too many John Wicks at all. I want to get to the stage where I have my new cabinet and I can have them all on one shelf, because I've got Wicks here, Wicks there, Wicks everywhere. And I want them consolidated, and I want my Osaka Continental diorama out of the box and on display, because it feels like such a waste to have the diorama in a box. I want it on display. Windman, everybody needs a Winston right bit of self-promotion. 100%. You know, Windman is an amazing 3D printer and painter. I've been admiring a lot of his work in Costa's Discord, Pop Culture Living Room. Windman and the Broke Collector doing some cool stuff. So yeah, I that would be handy. I've always debated like going down that rabbit hole, but I'm like, oh, I already have so many expensive hobbies. I don't know. One man's hobby's missing now for more than 1 year. Yeah, it's more than a year. It's like a year and almost 2 months, although the website's been down for 2 months. So that's why we don't have the PSA anymore, because I said I would do the PSA while that website was still up. Website's down. Can't take anybody's money anymore. So we don't have to talk about William Wang. I'd love to know where he is and what happened to him. I always wonder if he'll just re-emerge one day under a different name. Who knows? Figure Fan for Life says, I thought the Supergirl movie was pretty good. Saw it in 3D. Oh, cool. I don't think that was an option here. Looking forward to seeing it again. Yeah, I want to see it again too. I really enjoyed it. I know there's been mixed reviews, and my point of view is I'm not here to try to convince anyone about anything. If you didn't like it, don't like it. I enjoyed it. I'm probably going to go see it again. If I can, I'll go tomorrow. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I thought Millie absolutely crushed it. Mitchell Lawrence says, this ballerina John Wick is coming home and will pair well with Eve. Yeah. I want it, but I'm torn. Natalie Harris says, it's cooler here in the UK. It was humid. Yeah, humid is gross. I have no time for humid, but I'm glad it's cooler. I was saying last week, Natalie, I don't know if you watched the stream, that the heat wave in the UK even made like the TV here, and they were interviewing people, I'm guessing in London, asking them if they were considering getting air conditioning in their house because of the recent heat wave. And I had a chuckle because I was like, you couldn't live in Australia without air conditioning, particularly not in Western Australia. I think it would be a pretty terrible existence. Mitchell says, much cooler in the UK. I'm loving the cooler temperature. Yeah, I wish it was warmer here, though. Hot Toys should have made Sophia and Zero from John Wick Chapter 3. They keep on making just John with no companion pieces. I mean, they're making Eve. I do wish they would, and I know it's hard because dudes in suits, but this is where I'm like, even do it as limited. I'd love a Winston. I'd love a Sharon. Like a Marquise, I don't know, might that have been a hard sell? Maybe. But again, this is where I miss third party. And I know third party teased a couple of pretty awful looking figures in the Marquise and Winston, but I kind of still wish they came out, because then you could have had the base of the figure, the clothing, and you could potentially look to update the head sculpt if it was as bad as it looked. But I'm pretty sure that they got cancelled. Winman says, I really like Supergirl and we'll see it again this week. $5 movie ticks here on Wednesday for the win. Oh, that's awesome. I don't think you're getting $5 anything in Australia, so I'm jealous. But yeah, I really liked it too. I'd like to see it again. Benny's here. Hello, Benny. Will there be Star Wars in 60 seconds today? There's going to be a new segment today. I've got a new segment today. So get excited, everyone. New segment. But before we get to the new segment, as always, I want to take a moment to give a huge thank you to my amazing channel members. I really appreciate you supporting my little old channel. So a big shout out to The Broke Collector, AJ Agrusa, Pop Culture Living Room, Kevin LaFranc, Aaron Broverman, Tijuana Mike, Keith Lee, Valkyrie Magnus, Miss Batwoman, Bob Dylan, Blue Tattoo, Winman42, Blurred Dad Life, Moose Dream, Tiny Art Guy, Anthony Stanfield, Cousin Anthony at Figure Posing Channel, Ramstein Fan, Hawk Benji, Batman Collectibles, Gojo 2005, Big Rib, Star Child L7, Raymond, and Display Lab Collectibles. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you guys. So we've got a new segment this week. What is this new segment, Helen? The new segment is called A Quick Game's a Good Game. It's a saying I like to use a lot. I don't know if anybody uses this saying outside of Australia. So a quick game is a good game is going to be the quickest recap possible of all the stuff I've already said I'm not going to talk about in depth this week. There is no timer because a quick game's a good game. The quicker you get it done, the better it is. So released this week, Kamen Rider Black with his bicycle, vroom vroom. We've got the trooper with the fur. He's busting out some dance moves because he thinks everyone in the club is looking at him or her. we've got another announcement from Predator Badlands. It feels like they just want to drop one of these every 6 months. I don't understand the timing. I don't know how deep this line's going to go, but they're really trying to make the most of these sculpts. It's another Thea and another Bud. I know, Shuri, it's a lot. And we've got another Jinx figure. It's Fractured Jinx. Apparently not the arcane figure everybody wanted. Everybody wants them to do a whole bunch of other things. But as we're going to talk about later in this stream, Howley Claus is very environmental and likes to recycle. That's a teaser for later on. So why not recycle some bits and do another Jinx? What a treat, what a treat. Guys, a quick game's a good game. That's a wrap. Anthony says, earlier in the week, I was a guest speaker live on Australian radio talking about the heat wave. Much nicer down now. It's down to 26, 28. Oh, that's the 26 to 28 is like the dream. Like back in the day when I feel like we used to have autumn and spring. Oh, 26 to 28 is just beautiful. Particularly if there's no humidity. That's just a nice time. But that's cool on the radio. Nice. Shuri, quick game's a good game. What did you think of the new segment? I know, it was pretty good, huh? Maybe we might keep it for future streams. Figure Fan for Life says, I have the original Jinx. Glad to have her. Won't get the fractured version. Yeah, I feel like most of the commentary I saw was people wanting other characters, not a second Jinx. But I know nothing about this, and I asked Cousin Anthony, who's really into all the League of Legends arcane, and he was a bit like, I don't know, but then he saw the big rocket thing, and I feel like that is maybe tempting him. So I feel like Cousin Anthony's probably pre-ordered one already. Hi, Cousin, when you watch this. Anthony says, Predator Badlands was surprisingly a great movie. I have no need for figures, though. Yeah, but what's surprising me, and I know it's Hot Toys, there is no logic, just the dribs and drabs they're announcing these figures in, because when I was in Hong Kong, they had the display at, oh God, what's the mall called? Oh my God, I can't even remember. But there's this big 7-story mall. They had a cinema there. They had a little Hot Toys display, and they had the Deck and Thea figure and some other figures. And that was like November last year. And it's just a slow drip feed. There's never a rhyme or a reason to the Hot Toys. Australia versus Egypt in the World Cup in a few hours. Helen, will you be watching? I did not know that was even happening in a few hours. Probably not. Not the biggest soccer fan. I don't really think we're that particularly good at soccer. Like, I would like, good on them. They made it through the is it the round robin? I don't even know what you call the early stages. But I have no idea how good Egypt is or isn't at soccer. But no, I'm very much into the basketball. Actually watching a bit of Wimbledon this week. I do love a bit of tennis because I am actually 85 years old at heart. And if I can, Formula One, but I don't get to watch much of it because of the time difference, and I'm old and have to go to work the next day. Figure Fan Fluff says, yes, I want Eco or Caitlin. Who knows what Howie will do? What did InArt do? Well, they released Draco Malfoy this week. Sadly, no photos, just their typical unboxing video. So these are a couple of stills from that unboxing video. And I have to say, like, looking at this video, I very much, I felt a bit bummed out because I'm looking at this beautiful diorama of like I'm guessing, is it the Slytherin common room? And I think it's a shame that we're not getting a lot of these deluxe options from InArt anymore, where you're getting a more standard base and then a nicer diorama base. And as I said, I've said this many times, I get it. They're probably wanting to do less SKUs to get things out the door quicker. But I did like it. Like when you see like the 3 Harry Potter kids, like Harry, Hermione, and Ron, with those Gryffindor common room dioramas all together, like it looks amazing. So I do, as I said, like it looks amazing, but it did, particularly when you look at the Supergirl base, make me go, oh, it's a shame that they are going for very, very simple bases and not giving people the option. But Draco Malfoy is out. It's a figure that I think caused a bit of a stir when it was first announced, and I think has definitely had a few revisions along the way. So these, as I said, are a couple of screenshots from the InArt video, but I did find some photos on Facebook. So we will we'll look a bit more at Draco. 1/6 of the Force is here. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm well. I hope you're doing well too. Who is your driver? Mine is Lando. Well, I gotta go for the Aussie. I gotta go for Oscar Piastri, right? Although I do like some of the old school drivers, because I think in my height of loving Formula One, it was like that sort of like changing of the guard between Michael Schumacher and Fernando Alonso. So sometimes when you have those older drivers still kicking on, I do feel a bit of a soft spot for them. So yeah, I do like Oscar, and bless his heart, he got so close last year. Just doesn't seem to happen. Same with Webber. I used to love Mark Webber. I actually I've got a photo with Mark Webber somewhere. And yeah, I think he lost by an even narrower margin last race of the season, lost to, I think it was Felipe Massa stole it from him. So yeah, as I say, probably lean towards Oscar, but as I say, I used to stay up every Sunday and watch those races and be so into it. But as I say, it's just hard. Like I'm old now. 20s Helen could like stay up all night watching the F1 and then roll into work the next day and be coherent. Helen now cannot do that. Well, if you're going to talk about older drivers, Juan Pablo Montoya is the man. Oh my God, that's a throwback. Juan Pablo Montoya. Mark Webber was hot. I loved Mark Webber. I have like a Red Bull Racing like polo shirt from the Mark Webber era of F1. And I think I've got his driver's hat as well. I actually went to Storytime with Helen. I went to the Malaysian Grand Prix in Sepang. When was that? Great question. When was that? Was it 2009? I remember because it was Lewis Hamilton's, I know they don't say rookie, but rookie season. He just came on the scene, and yeah. It's when Fernando had just changed from Renault as well. It was so cool to go to a race. I really enjoyed it. Although so humid in Kuala Lumpur, my goodness. Paul Morales is here. Hello, everybody. Hello to you, Paul. Happy Friday. Oh, F1. This is why I feel like I want to do the members only stream, because I feel like if we have a members only stream, we can just talk about all kinds of other topics that don't necessarily have to be collecting, because it's nice to get to know what other similar interests I have with my peeps. Do you know who Will Power is? He's in IndyCar and he's my wife's favorite driver. I don't. IndyCar's not really a thing over here. Like I don't think we really get it shown. Maybe it's on pay TV, but things like NASCAR and IndyCar I've never really seen. Like I feel like we used to get quite a bit of MotoGP back in the day of like Casey Stoner. Like they used to be on TV quite a bit. That kind of Valentino Rossi era as well. But I don't know about IndyCar. I'm sorry. I would have thought the Brits would be a bit more into the F1. Tiny Art Guy sounds like he knows what's going on. Love Mark Webber. Drake, oh goodness, no, here we go. Story time continues. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, I used to go to the Adelaide Grand Prix every year before Melbourne stole it from us. 30 years later, I'm still salty. People are still salty about that move. Still now. 100%. There's definitely people in Australia that are still salty about that. JB's here. Schumacher and Senna for me. Afternoon all. Oh, that's so cool. Nice. Oh, it was a golden era. Golden era. Keith, would I be interested if they made 1/6 drivers? Well, someone is. I did see, was it Vincent Toy? Someone is doing some 6 scale drivers, and I saw them weeks ago, and oh, something's going on outside. I debated having it on the stream because as well, like when I see the NBA player figures, I'm always tempted. Like I saw there's a limited edition Jalen Brunson New York Knicks championship figure. And then I was like, I know I love basketball. I know Kareem, who watches the stream, loves basketball. Is anybody else going to be into this? I don't know. So I always debate. But I actually have some. What is the scale of them? 1/18th scale, because I'm such a. I collect all the things. 1/18th scale mini F1 cars. And I have one which is incredibly sentimental to me. It actually is like the Mark Webber Williams car, and it's got like a patch of his race suit, and I was able to get that autographed. So yeah, do those cars have little drivers in them? I don't know, but they're quite cool. They're in like a box with like a display window. And yeah, the cars are very cool. But again, I have so many of them and they're not on display. And I'm just like, I'm reaching the point in my life where I'm like, I need to stop collecting so many things because like, what am I going to do with them? And I think selling them is going to be a pain in the you-know-what. Winman says, as a lifelong Knicks fans, you should get a Jalen Brunson. What scale is it? It's 6 scale. It's 6 scale. I think there's quite a few limited release figures of NBA players that get made. Because when I went to Hong Kong the first time, I was really surprised. There's a shop in Inns Point, which is pretty much 95% NBA 1/6 figures. And I was looking at it and there was all these like uniform clothing sets. And I was like, are these like bootleg? Where is this from? But I think they are very small runs of figures. Like the Jalen Brunson figure I saw, I think was only going to be 199 units, which is a pretty limited run if you think about it. So I think there's a lot of NBA player figures, but that's again slippery slope. Oh, Keith's got a bunch of 1/18th race car models as well. That's so cool. Dr. No is here. Hi, Shuri, Helen, and fellow collectors. Hit the like button. It's free. I'd appreciate it. Have all Harry Potter figures so far, but pass on Malfoy. Oh, really? I'm keen to know then, Dr. No. How are you thinking this came out? Do the final pictures make you want to change your mind at all? Or you're like, no, I don't need this? Tiny Art Guy says, I think they've captured a great expression with Malfoy. Some comments about his very round head. Perhaps the hair on the side can be flattened down a bit. Well, I think this is interesting because I've got the comparison. Well, first of all, I have a bunch of photos from Facebook from a page called AJ's Toy Club. I've got a link to their page down in the description of this chat if you want to check out their page. They seem to get InArt things really quickly. They posted pictures of Malfoy. They posted pictures of Superman. So this is where I was able to get you guys a bit more of a looky look in addition to just the InArt video. So I did like this. I thought this picture was pretty cool. You're seeing him with quite a few of his accessories. You've got the robe. You've got the, is it the snitch? Maybe it's the snitch. And you've got his broom. I thought this was a pretty cool look and pose for Malfoy. But I did actually go back into the previous presentations I've done because we've talked about Malfoy a few times. And I thought it would be interesting to see the evolution of the figure. And this is where it's a shame because that video from InArt, for me, it was very hard to get a clear screenshot of sculpt. So I've got the picture from AJ's Toy Club. It's not, as I say, angles and lighting are a bit different, but I think we can see the changes that we've had over time. So we've got the original on the left, which was what they put up when it went out for pre-order. We've got the middle picture, which is the updated version. And then we've got the last one here, which is the final product. So I am keen to know because there are a few people. I don't know if Bob's still around, but I'm keen to know because I feel like there's quite a few people that are collecting this Harry Potter line. So I'm keen to know what you're thinking. For me, I've said it a million times. I've watched the movies, I've read the books, but it's not an IP I've ever felt I need collectibles from. But I do kind of feel like he would be cool to have with Snape. Figure fan for life says, I would consider getting Malfoy, like the color contrast with the orange tones. Just got Ron Weasley yesterday. Oh, cool. Did you get rooted or sculpted Ron Weasley? The Broke Collector's here. I hope I didn't miss the Supergirl and John Wick talk yet. I'm enjoying the day off for the holiday. Is it a holiday in the US? Oh, is it a holiday because tomorrow's the 4th of July? Well, happy 4th of July, American viewers. And also, I think the 1st of July is Canada Day. Happy North America to everyone. Happy Canada Day, happy 4th of July. I should have been on my radar a bit more. It's been quite the week. But no, you didn't miss those Broke Collector there towards the end of the agenda for tonight, because I got a lot to say about Supergirl and John Wick. Man, we made sure that we talked about it before you got here. Well, what you did miss is I was talking earlier about all the amazing 3D printing that you and Winman do, and all the stuff I've been admiring in Costa's Discord, Pop Culture Living Room. Very talented individuals in this community. It was Canada Day on the 1st. I know, that's what I always remember. Canada Day is the 1st and then the 4th of July. So yeah, two countries that I have been to and really enjoyed my time in. So amazing. I really need to get back to Canada. I want to see the East Coast. I spent all my time on the West Coast, so I'd love to go see the East Coast of Canada next time I am so lucky to be able to take such a big trip like that. Figure fan for life says, I found Sculpted Ron standard edition for 220 Canadian. Yes, it was Canada Day on the 1st. I've got a few Canadians watching. I don't want to forget you guys. It's not all about America. Canada's pretty amazing too. It was such a good deal. I had to buy great accessories. Yeah, I can understand. That feels like it was a really good price. Are you getting Scarecrow 2.0, Helen? I sure am. That is definitely pre-ordered with Pop Culture if it's been released in July. I hope I'm getting it in September. That would be nice. September, October, maybe. I don't know. For some reason, I just didn't think, because we've rolled into Q3, obviously, which means a lot of new figures are in the window. For some reason, I just felt like, because we had so much Star Wars in the window, I was not thinking Scarecrow was going to be one of the first releases. So it was a nice surprise and delight. But Malfoy, here we go. The evolution of Malfoy. Did it get better? I think it did. I think this angle on the right probably doesn't show the hair part. I think the hair part is there. I just don't think it's as voluminous as what it is in that middle picture here. So yeah, Malfoy's had quite a few changes. And interesting, because Malfoy got the magnetic eyes, which we know not everyone gets. Supergirl certainly didn't get magnetic eyes. And we've got a couple of pictures with these different outfits. And I have to say, this picture on the right does feel very like, yeah, that feels very Malfoy to me. Like, there's some of the pictures where I'm like, I don't know. But then again, we don't know lighting. There's obviously been some editing. The details are a bit soft. We don't know. But again, InArt, I wish they'd do some product pictures as well as the video. They don't do that. But thankfully, we've got other people that have. So as I said, I really like the look on the right. You've got the scarf. You've got the Slytherin cloak. You've got the gloves. That looks like I'm going to tell my father on you. That's what it looks like. That little, that picture on the right, that's what it makes me feel like. He's Karen and he's going to tell the manager, and the manager is his father. Dr. No says, the Malfoy release is really strong. Would love to get it, but space and budget dictates a pass. This comes with a magnetic base and eyes, and the dioramas are awesome. Yeah, I agree, Dr. No. I was saying before, I had... Let me jump back if I can. The pictures from the video. And it's one of the things that kind of bummed me out about this release is that I feel like they're really not doing a lot of these dioramas anymore. And these Harry Potter ones, I think have been really impressive, like the ones at the Gryffindor common room. This looks great. But I don't know if anybody else is following Mojang Toys. They're doing some really impressive dioramas. Like they're doing one that kind of looks like it doubles as like Snape's sort of potion class. Very cool. But yeah, it's always, and I get it, we love a diorama but space. But I'm always the person who I'll get the DX because I want to have the option if I so desire. But yeah, they take up a lot of room. I can understand. And this is the thing, I'm having so much debates myself about Supergirl and what to do, and Artisan John Wick and what to do. So yeah, I can totally understand budgets and space. So here we've got a couple of full body shots of Malfoy. I think there's a lot of positives to this. The sculpt, I think the sculpt is always going to be subjective to people. I think the quality of their rooted hair is always really high. I think the tailoring is looking pretty good. The accessories are looking pretty nice. So I think if you're getting this Harry Potter line, this is probably going to be a nice addition. It would have been interesting. Like, I feel like obviously years ago, they probably would have given it the option of sculpted or rooted. So I think it's interesting now that, I do feel for those people who they started down this line and they maybe got sculpted Ron and sculpted Harry thinking sculpted was going to continue to be an option, and it doesn't seem to be anymore. So I do think that is a bit of a bummer for people who prefer the sculpted hair, but I think the Harry Potter line, it's looking pretty good. So that Snape in particular as well will always be a standout to me of what InArt's produced. I definitely feel like that is got to be up there with one of their best figures. Figure Fan for Life says, I have Snape and they would look good together, especially with the table and potions. They would. Have you seen the Mojang Toys diorama? It looks so good. It looks really good. And I think they did another diorama, which, is it doubling as I forget what the pub is called where they have the butterbeer. I feel like they did another one, and I think they also did they do a platform 9 3/4? Like, Mojang's done a few Harry Potter dioramas, so there's definitely some cool stuff out there if you are a Potter fan. So that's Malfoy. My tea is cold. It's very depressing. 2 release week from InArt. That feels like it's not common, but hey, we'll roll with it. We love it. As I said, InArt is a bear. They hibernate for a few months and then they wake up and have all the activity and then they'll go to sleep again for a few months. It's fine. So we got the David Correnswet Superman. It's been just around a year since that movie release, so that's not too bad from InArt to have the first lot going out the door within a year. We do know Hot Toys, of course, expedited theirs, got theirs out the door, I want to say within 3 months of the movie releasing. But InArt have done theirs. Here it is. Figure Fan for Life says, I'll have to look for the diorama. Sound good. Yeah, 1/6 Kit has a lot of them if you want to check them out. Dr. No says, InArt release videos are too short and hardly show off the figure. I did see the Mojang Toys diorama. It's pretty awesome. $330 USD from Kit. Yeah, that's about how much the Osaka Continental one as well. But that's what gets me as well, Dr. No. Like, all they give us is the video. It's very short. And because they're showing you the box, the hands, like, you don't get a lot of actual footage of the figure. And this is why I wish they also had some photos to accompany it. But this is the approach they take. So I did my best. I took a couple of screenshots from the video so we could see the 2 different head sculpts. We've got the more serious expression on the left and we've got the eyes closed on the right. And it's interesting because when I was debating getting a Superman figure to go with Supergirl, I was really quite torn because I do feel like the body proportions on the InArt are not going to be as gigantic as Hot Toys. But neither of these expressions really struck me as David Correnswet Superman. And I think having just seen Supergirl as well, I feel like I see him as a bit more of a happy, jovial, dorky kind of a guy. Like, I don't see him as like a serious, stern Superman the way I think Henry Cavill might have been to some. So I don't know that these expressions really do it for me. I think on that front, I still prefer the expression that Hot Toys went with. But we'll have a look at the figure. We've got, I think it's 2 different pairs of boots. We've got the diorama base, a very slimline diorama base, which seems to be more the InArt way. Flight pole, which, as we know, they don't always do. And also that metal grabber, which I don't like it. I really don't. I think it's just very jarring, and I am worried that with some of these figures that are coming out with silicone, that is going to damage the figures. So AJ's Toy Club, again for the rescue, link to their Facebook page down in my description. You want to check them out. Posted some pictures of the Superman. So we do have some actual photos that we can refer to rather than just stills from the video. And as I said, I don't know, for me, this expression doesn't scream David Correnswet Superman to me. As I said, I do think there's a lot of things to like about this, but for me, I do wish they had given us a bit of a smiling sculpt. I think that would have been a nice addition to this. The Broke Collector says, I always got the impression that InArt tried to copy Sideshow's first look videos when they show off their figures. Oh, really? Maybe. They don't narrate them, though. It's just the guy in the black InArt shirt. And he's the box, he's the hands, he's not quite the same production value. Figure Fan for Life says, I have the Hot Toys Correnswet, really pleased with him, although I do like the closed eye sculpt. I like my little grin. There you go. So a couple more pictures of this. I'm not an accuracy person. You all know that. I'm not studying suits and figures, but I did look at this and go, was there a very visible 8-pack like this? Like, I didn't remember that being the case, and I do have comparison photos later on, but here we get a good look at the suit. Again, some people are talking about they promised to update the collar, and we don't think they did. I don't know. As I said, I'm not studying the suits. I look at this and I largely go, looks pretty good to me. As I said, the sculpt, however, he's far too serious for my liking. I really wish that one of the alternate sculpts was a bit more smiling. Austin's here. Hello, Helen. I don't think this figure looks like David Correnswet. Yeah, some people seem to think it looked like a mix between Correnswet and Cavill. I'm not sure. There's some pictures like this one on the right where I'm like, oh, I don't know. The one in the middle where I think the head is maybe tilted down a bit more, I feel like I see it more there. But some of these shots, I think it's very dependent on the angle at times. Valkyrie says, I like my Hot Toys Correnswet Superman also. Yeah, I was lucky enough to see that in Hong Kong. I really liked it. I was almost surprised by how much I liked it. And knowing that Supergirl was coming out, it kind of made me go, oh, do I get the Superman to go with her? My concern with the Hot Toys one has always been the size of it. Knowing that Millie Alcock, not a tall person, how is that going to scale on the Hot Toys one is so big? And I do, as I said, I like the expression of the Hot Toys one. I really love the diorama base on the Hot Toys one. I do think that is really cool. I think they got a lot of things right. And they did, I do think they refined the body, and I do think they worked on the body. Are some parts maybe a bit too big? Maybe. We'll talk about it. Austin says, honestly, Helen, I love my InArt Henry Cavill figure much more. That's fair enough. I think a lot of people are very happy with that. 16 of the 4 says, I think that the InArt Superman figure is a fantastic Superman, but not a David Correnswet Superman. You might be onto something with that. Chris Collectibles is here. Hello. I think if you want both Superman and Supergirl, it would probably match better to get them from the same company. Otherwise, tone colors of the suit will look different between both characters. unless you personally don't mind. Yeah, I mean, at that point, I was like, I don't know who's doing the Supergirl and which one I'm getting, but I do agree with you. I do think there will be some differences there. I do think there'll be some differences. But I've now decided Supergirl's going to be her own companion piece, so that is problem solved, which is amazing. So we've got a couple of pictures here with the close sculpt, and I'm not going to lie, the photo on the right, I don't know the name of this meme because I'm really bad with names, as we all know. I feel like at the start of the year, there was a clip that was very viral of a dude in a nightclub with his eyes closed, and it was this like turn the lights out song, and people would then do mashups of it where it would start off with that guy and then it would change to something else. That's what this reminds me of, and I wish I had better words to use, but they're the words I have. It is almost 11 o'clock at night. It's very late, and I'm trying my best. Valkyrie Magna says, I'm in the minority, but I like my Hot Toys Justice League Superman more than InArt. I still like it. That's cool. Buy what you love. Figure Fan for Life says, I agree the tone of the blue is a bit different. I wonder how much it would stand out as I prefer the InArt Supergirl. Ooh, it's a good question. Oh, John Hamm. That was the meme. Thank you for the assist, Rudy. I appreciate that. I am so bad with that stuff, but that's what it reminds me of. Because I remember people would do versions of it and they would like have their cats in it. Hence why Helen is aware of it, because there was cats. Love cats. I'm just not feeling this guy as Superman. I mean, that's a whole other conversation. I think. But thank you, John Hamm. That's the one. I will probably forget, but I appreciate you being so timely with the assist. So I saw this photo. I think it was in Kit's group. So credit to the person who posted it. I think you put this together. I hope you did. Bit of a side-by-side, which I thought was interesting to look at. So we've got a picture in the middle of David Correnswet. We've got the InArt on the left. We've got the Hot Toys on the right. And I thought it was interesting to see the three of them side by side. Because as I said, I don't feel like you see this like 8-pack on David Correnswet himself. So InArt's taken a little bit of liberty with the musculature. I think you see it a little bit in the Hot Toys figure, but not as much. Where I think InArt's probably a little bit better proportion-wise is I do feel like their arms are probably a bit leaner and a bit more accurate. I think Hot Toys did slim down the body, but the arms still were quite big. I always thought that the Hot Toys one was maybe too big, but then looking at Correnswet in the suit and how broad his chest is, I was like, oh, maybe it's not that far off. There's going to be things people do and don't like about it. I was even looking at the trunks going, the shape of the Hot Toys one seems to be a bit more closer than to the actor himself. The belt on the InArt one looks a bit more accurate. And this is not who I like to be. This is not the world Helen likes to live in. I very much like to be in the world of, does it look good? Do I like it? Then I will buy it. So, as I said, I think this is going to be really subjective for people, but I do think the InArt one, and I think definitely looking at some recent pricing, you are getting a lot with this InArt David Correnswet Superman. So it was 550 Australian dollars on Pop Culture. Apologies, that is not the price everywhere else. That's the price Helen works with because she's in Australia with the dollary dues. 550 Australian dollars. You're getting 2 head sculpts. You're getting 2 capes. I'm pretty sure you're getting swap out boots. Like, you're getting a lot for it. And that's where it's interesting to look at Supergirl and her price point and how much you're not getting with her. And I know some people will say it's silicone, it's rooted hair and whatnot, but I do feel like InArt has given you quite a bit with this David Correnswet Superman. The Hot Toys one, on the other hand, it's 1 head sculpt. You are getting the more elaborate diorama base. You're still getting crypto with both. I know Superman, not always a lot of accessories. But InArt, I feel like, did put in quite a bit of extra things in there for the price point, which And a lot of their other figures always have. Not a great angle photo, but this was floating around Facebook, so I thought I'd throw it in here. Definitely not. I feel the Hot Toys figure on the left because I'm horrible at posing eyes, and the eyes on that are not posed well. But I thought this was an interesting side by side, and I think here this is definitely where you see differences like the arms, how muscly the arms are. The Hot Toys ones do look a lot bigger. You do get a sense of the differences in the suit color, the difference in the Superman logo, symbol, whatever you want to call it, the cape. Like there are, the collar, there are quite a few differences. So as I said, I think it's going to come down to personal choice. I have no horse in this race, but I'm keen to know, is anybody getting both? What are your thoughts on them? Like, I think, you know, if you got the Hot Toys one, you've obviously got the advantage that you've had it for 9 months. And I do like that we're seeing it not only with Superman, we saw it with Captain America, we're seeing it with Supergirl. Like, Hot Toys is getting some of these figures out the door pretty quickly after a movie releases. And that is something I like. I do like the fact that we're not waiting 1 to 2 years later and then you're going, okay, do I still love this the way I did at that point in time? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Some people will just be massive Superman fans and want all the Superman versions, but I do like that Hot Toys is trying to get things out the door a bit quicker. And as I said, I think it's impressive from InArt for them. You know, we've often talked about the number of releases, how quick they release. Like, to get this out within a year, I think is pretty good for them. And it will be interesting to see how it goes as far as batches, because it is sculpted hair. So is this one going to be pretty quick to get out the door? Because again, I like that they put up the post to say production of this figure is finished. So we will get a sense of how long it took them to get all of these Superman figures out the door, which I don't think is a bad thing. Let me catch up on the comments. Everyone hit the like button for Helen. Thank you, Austin. I'd appreciate that. John Hamm in the meme. Thank you. I'm so bad with names and memes. Austin says the InArt version is way off. Plus, why is his trunks leather? Missed opportunity. Are they leather? I got no idea. The shape of them don't look quite as good as the Hot Toys ones. 1/6 of the 4 says no. No, that Supergirl is definitely overpriced. I just hope on tomorrow's stream enough people complain so we can get a wide cape flight stand and a new base. Yeah, we will talk a lot more about Supergirl later on, but I am not arguing with a lot of that. Valkyrie says, I'm still getting the Correnswet Superman because he's my favorite superhero. That's fair enough. Austin says, crazy neither party nailed this guy's head sculpt down perfectly. Here we go. Yeah, not quite. I feel like Hot Toys probably went a bit too, like, would you say chiseled with the chins? Narrow? I think InArt kind of probably got the shape a bit more, but I just don't like that expression. I know people have debated the hair. It is what it is. To Rolly 2. I don't know if that's how to say your name. I hope it is. I got the SSR Superman Alex Ross version with the hyper-masculine body with Christopher Reeve's head sculpt. Looks perfect. Oh, mix and match. Nice. And I have been keen to see that. I have been wondering if we will eventually start to see some mixing and matching, because I've always wondered how the Hot Toy sculpt would look on the InArt figure. That is something I would like to know. Tiny Art Guy says, I think both Supergirls look better than both Supermans. Interesting. The logo is quite a bit different on these two. They really are. They really are. Like, the Hot Toys one is obviously a lot bigger. I think it's a lot more saturated in color, would you say? And I think it's the same with Supergirl. I think Supergirl, between the Hot Toys and the InArt, there's quite a bit of difference in things like the logo. The InArt version looks like the guy from old school Prison Break. Which guy from Prison Break? I used to love that show. I'm not sure which guy you mean. Not Wentworth Miller, surely not. InArt Superman. Here we go. Carlos is here. Carlos, how are you? It's been a while. How are we all today on this freakishly hot 106 Fahrenheit day here in the USA? Helen, I'm going to send some heat your way since I know you need some warmth. Oh, Carlos, I need some warmth. It's like 6 degrees Celsius. I've got my Nana blanket again. I've got my blanket that my mum made for me because she's an angel. I've got my blanket wrapped up. I've got my Ugg boots on. I've got my hoodie. I've got all my layers. I'll take some of that 106. That would be amazing. So good to see you in the chat, Carlos. I hope you're doing well. Yes, the Hot Toys logo really is more pronounced. It definitely is. The guy who is in prison. What do you mean the guy who is in prison? What guy in prison? I'm so confused. Lincoln Burrows. Dominic Purcell. He's an Aussie. You think this looks like Dominic Purcell? I have the Hot Toys Dominic Purcell head sculpt. I used it for a kit bash. Lincoln Burrows, really? I hadn't seen that comparison. Wow, okay. Interesting. InArt Supergirl logo is definitely too big. I 1000% agree with you. It is way too big. Way too big. Yeah, I know. Dominic Purcell, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Okay. It's in the eye of the beholder, right? Dominic Purcell. Ramstein fans here. Howdy, Helen, Shuri, Carlos, Rudy, and chat. Well, hello to you, Ramstein fan. Little Shuri was here before. She left. Will she come back? I cannot promise. But for my channel members, I did cut up the highlights of Shuri crashing my live unboxing the other week from the stream. Put that in a little video. Shuri, you're back. Look, Ramstein fan, she's here, showing you her magnificent tail. Oh, Shuri, you know the channel members are always so happy to see you. Yeah, little Shuri cakes. You're gonna really rub your head on my monitor. Is that what you want to do? Hi. What do you think about Superman? Do you think he looks like Lincoln Burrows? Do you know who Lincoln Burrows is? I think that's before your time. You're only little. You're too young for Prison Break, Shuri. You're blocking the chat, my dear. You want a pat? Okay. Guys, what a treat to have little Shuri here. I'm not unboxing anything. There's no display stands for you to steal this week. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, kiddo. I know you're still trying to find a way to get cap stand, but I am protecting it from you. What good timing, little Shuri. Good to see you, my friend. I've been watching all the replays. Oh, bless you. I have a similar blanket. I've got many blankets like this. My mum is a crocheter. And I also have many beanies. And it was so cold tonight. I was like, do I wear a beanie while I stream? The cold is not for me. He definitely looks like Dominic Purcell. Okay, I do not see it. I do not see it. Am I watching the World Cup? Shuri looks awesome. Shuri is awesome, aren't you, Bubs? I'm not. As I was saying earlier, not a huge soccer fan, and I feel like the timing of most games has not been great. We've got like a 12 to 15 hour time difference. I didn't even know Australia was playing Egypt till Tiny Art Guy mentioned it. So I'm not a big soccer follower. I'm sorry. I also am surprised we've made it this far. So Austin, you're really dedicated to the view that this looks like Dominic Purcell. They look like two different people in this pic. They really do. They really do. Jason Himmelwright, hello. Unfortunately, the Superman is not for me. More looking forward to my InArt Reeves Superman. Yeah, all eyes on that one. I do feel like that's the one everyone is eagerly waiting for. But I've seen a lot of people wanting Man of Steel to go up for pre-order. So I don't know. Maybe Hopefully before InArt hibernates again for another 3 months, they will give that to people. But hello to you, Jason. Welcome. Scarecrow. Scarecrow! What a treat! I'm going with Killian Murphy. If that's not how you say it, I'm sorry. Dude in a suit. But what a dude in a suit. So many accessories, display options. I'm generally quite excited for this. I never thought this would be something that would get the 2.0 treatment. It's quite interesting. Like some of the 2.0s we've gotten, like Two-Face, now Scarecrow, did not think they would be in the works, but this released today, and I do have it on pre-order, and I'll be very excited to get it in hand. We had quite a lot of blogger photos this, which was a treat. And yeah, so many display options, so many cool accessories. Keen to know, my Dark Knight Trilogy fans, what do you think? Are you getting this? I saw, I was saying I was a few minutes late because I was watching Figure Hideout's reel with the footage. I thought it just looked really, really good. It's funny, I do wonder, because people often comment Hot Toys hands are too big, and I'm waiting for people to say that the hands are too big. These things, I'm probably not going to see it the way I have my Dark Knight figures display, but I am waiting for someone to tell me the hands are too big. Carlos says it's going to be a good game. I'm going to try to get to be good, as this Soups is not for me. I'm a big Christopher Reeve Soups fan. Well, if he's your guy, maybe that's the one to go for. Figure Fan for Life says this Scarecrow 2.0 looks really good. It looks like a huge step up from the original. It really does. Chris Collectible says, I can't wait for Scarecrow to arrive. Looks great. I agree. Jason Himmelwright says, I have this on pre-order. This officially wraps up my Dark Knight collection. Oh, well, you know what? That should get a little bit of applause. I still live in hope, and I know it's not going to happen, that we get a licensed Ra's al Ghul and someone gives me a Nurse Joker with a seamless body. But that's so cool. Nice. That's a nice feeling. I've got the InArt Catwoman on pre-order, so there's a few little updates I want to make to my main collection. But it's always nice to finish a line. Carlos says this Scarecrow looks awesome, great, and possible addition, thinking about it. I don't want to enable you, but I think it's awesome. Wait a minute, Helen, did you say InArt Henry Cavill Man of Steel Superman figure? I think that's what people said they had teased, and I feel like people keep saying, where is it, where is it? Unless I've confused this for something else. That was my understanding, was the rumor and anticipation, because even with Supergirl, I feel like people were like, but where's Man of Steel? Ramstein fan says Scarecrow came out great. I agree. Mike's here. Hey everyone, hope everyone is staying cool today. I am very cold. I'm trying to stay warm. Gotta say this Scarecrow looks good, but is it me or are the hands a bit too big? Are you trolling me? Are you trolling me? I feel like everyone is trolling me in the stream of late. Scarecrow looks great. Hope to get it soon. Yeah, I hope to get it soon. Thank you, Chris. Yes, Man of Steel was teased by InArt. Appreciate you, because sometimes I'm like, am I making it up? I didn't feel like I was making it up. Let's have a look at our Scarecrow. And I love that we got a picture of some of the accessories, because it comes with some cool accessories. You've got the briefcase, which actually has quite a bit of detail in it. I was really impressed with the inner lining there. We've got, he's got his visitor's pass, he's got his lighter, he's got a, we would say a torch in Australia. I think in the US you would say a flashlight. He's got all his accessories for administering the, what are we going to call it? The poison? Would we call it the poison? We've got a mask. It's very cool. Austin says that Scarecrow is fire. I agree. Tiny Art Guy says best 1/6 briefcase ever. I think it might be, just because I don't know that I've seen one like this before where you have so much detail with the lining. Like I'm going, yep, that's where he'd put his pens. That's where he's put his business cards. Like it's very cool. It's very cool. And as I say, I like, this could probably sound very dorky. I like when the bloggers do give us pictures of the box, of some of the accessories like this on their own, so we can get a closer look at them. I really do like that. 1/6 of the 4 says Man of Steel is on the coming soon section, and it was teased. Helen not going crazy. That's always reassuring to know. Mike says, I absolutely love this case. It's practical and can store the accessories of the figure. That's the bonus, right? Like you can have the accessories in there, and if you decide you want to change them up, just open up the briefcase, grab them out. It's amazing. Fear Toxin, thank you. I told you guys I'm really good with names. Fear Toxin. The head sculpt. I have to say, there's something about the glasses that just take the likeness up a level for me. Like, I definitely, like, I know who this is. But the first photos I saw had the glasses off. And then when I saw the glasses on, I was like, oh, this is spot on for me. I really like this likeness. I think some of the pictures maybe make it look a bit soft. When I saw Figure Hideout's video, you know, you do get a bit of a different look at a figure through the video footage, but I thought the sculpt looked really nice. I feel very torn because there's so many display options and I genuinely don't know how I'm going to display this guy. But as I said, the glasses to me just take this sculpt up another step. Like it just looks so spot on. We've got sculpted hair, but there is so much detail in that sculpted hair. The glasses look really nice. The glasses look really nice as well. They look like they're sitting quite nicely in that hair. So I'm not sure if it's a removable hairpiece or how that's done, because the glasses do have arms. So that will be interesting to see in person. But seriously, I'm like going, if the sculpt is an 8, it takes it to a 9 with the glasses. Like, maybe that sounds irrational, but that is absolutely how I felt when I looked at these pictures. Austin's liking the way it looks. Me too. Tiny Art Guy says, I agree, glasses all the way, excellent figure. It really is. Figure Fan for Life says, yes, the glasses on really rocks this sculpt. I really do think the glasses elevate it. And I can see people wanting this sculpt for kit bashes of other characters that Cillian Murphy's done. He's definitely added more depth to your Dark Knight collection for sure. I need this in my life. Yeah, I just don't know how to display him, because 3 display options. We've got the mask with, I don't know, would you call them the worms? We've got the amazing head sculpt with the glasses, and then we've got the more normal Scarecrow. So I'm just like, I've got the 1.0. I'm just like, do I put one of these new mask sculpts on the 1.0 and then have my Scarecrow with the unmasked sculpt? Because that sculpt's too good not to use. So I think I'm going to have to find a way to rearrange that shelf a bit, because I feel like I want both. I feel like I want to try to make both work. But seriously, all 3 of these work well. And if I'm remembering correctly, the mask sculpts, I think, as well, also have rolling eyes, if I'm remembering correctly. So you are getting, even though it's dude in a suit, 3 head sculpts is pretty impressive. Like, I can't think of the last time Hot Toys has done that, if they've done that much at all. And again, I know they're masked, but there's still eyes there. I'm still pretty sure they're movable underneath. Makes a big difference. Again, we've got some of the different looks. And he's got a mask you can hold as well. Additional mask on top of the mask sculpts is really cool. You've got the effect for the fear toxin, which is nice. So this is where I'm like, I don't know how I want to display him. If you're getting this, how are you displaying him? Give Helen some inspo. Man, the pic on the left nails the horrific look that Scarecrow can have at times. The wide eyes looks kind of freaky. I think you're talking about this one. Yeah, there were some blogger pictures that definitely looked quite scary, which was so cool. Like, some of these bloggers are getting a little bit creative, and not only that, but nailing it where it's not looking very, like, it's obviously Photoshop, but sometimes when they're Photoshopped, you see a bit of a difference in the exposure of the figure to the background. Whereas I feel like some of these photo bloggers are doing a much better job of making it look like a more natural scene together, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. Helen, that's a good idea. Have both versions of Scarecrow. That's fine. I feel like that's what I'm going to have to do. Because I don't know. Does this guy come with the robes? I can't remember if he comes with the jacket, the sort of straight jacket. He looks so cool. I know it's dude in a suit, but I still think he's pretty cool. Look at that picture in the middle. That... it looks creepy. That mask looks so creepy. It's very impressive. I did see some chatter of people wondering, you know, particularly with the, is it Demon Batman? I always forget. Is it Demon Batman, Nightmare Batman? Are we getting a 2.0 of that? I really can't see that happening personally. Like, I know they did the Scarecrow and that Batman figure. It was the 10th anniversary 2-pack. I can't see them revisiting that well. So many people. Are they going to do another Batman Begins? Who knows? Who knows? Whether we do get more Batman figures, I got no idea. For right now, I'm just really impressed with this Scarecrow, because even that photo on the right, like, head sculpt, yeah, looks good, but you whack those glasses on, that head sculpt goes up a whole other level. Excuse me. Mike says, hang on, is it the lighting or does he have two colors for the suit? He kind of looks blue in one and black in the others. I'm pretty sure it's like a grey suit. This feels like the color to me in these photos. I think these photos, it's probably looking a bit different. Are these the ones you're referring to? Because for me, I very much feel like it's a grey suit, like a charcoal grey suit. Unless I'm more blind than I think I am. Austin says the attack picture looks really good. I agree. There's some cool pictures here. One suit is brown, one is blue. Oh my God, is this going to be like, is the dress blue or is the dress black? Great line for the pic of the left. You need to lighten up. Indeed, indeed. Scarecrow. Looks so good. John Wick. John Wick. Is Bobby still here or did Bobby leave? Did Bobby miss the Wick talk? I'm going to go back. We got a comment. The photo in the middle with the mask and the maggots looks insane. Love how you can see the eyes through the mask increases the scariest. It looks like the thing nightmares are made of. Like, it's the kind of picture where I'm flicking through and I'm like, oh goodness. Like, it does. It stands out. It is very creepy looking. It's very impressive. I think the two photos on the left are the same photo blogger, and the one on the right is a different one. But I remember the photo blogger who did the pictures on the left did some really impressive photos with Moon Knight as well. That to me looked like they could have been comic covers. They're really impressive. Laughs. I don't know what I said or did, but I'll take it. John Wick. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina. It was teased, I want to say October last year. I thought Howie Claus had forgot all about it and it was never coming out. And I saw the tease for this and it's 2000 and it's limited and oh my God, the FOMO. And I try not to be the FOMO collector, but it's John Wick. And I know people are going to go, ooh, how many John Wicks do you need? They're all the same. No. John Wick is the ultimate dude in the suit. There is no limit to the number of John Wicks I need. I need all the John Wicks always, all the time. As I looked at John Wick more and more, I started to get a little bit of deja vu. I think this John Wick is what Cousin Anthony would call spare parts John Wick. I think there's a lot of recycling going on with this John Wick. I think we've got the Chapter 1 suit reused for the ballerina. That's what I legitimately think. I looked at the sort of even the suit texture. I'm looking at the cut of the suit, the pocket, all this stuff. I'm like, I think it's the same suit. This is corporate. It is the same picture. And a lot of the accessories are also from previous John Wick. So this is Malibu Stacy with a new hat. This is, you want to say it's a cash grab, Hot Toys, blah, blah. You can say it about this. As much as I love John Wick, yes, this is Malibu Stacy with a new hat. The new hat, though, is a beautiful rooted head sculpt that I love, that I think has a really strong likeness to Keanu Reeves. And this is why I'm torn, because the logical part of me goes, Helen, you've got 2 Chapter 1 John Wicks on pre-order. This looks pretty much like recycled bar the head sculpt. And I'm like, but it's got a new head sculpt. But it's got a new head sculpt. And it's beautiful and I love it. And I've got Eve on pre-order. And they'll probably reuse this suit for a John Wick Chapter 3 later on. So Rational Helen is trying to go, what are you doing? Collector Helen's going, oh my God, it's an Artisan John Wick. It's Malibu Stacy and she's got a new hat. It does look so good though. I want this so much. Mike says, I've been looking forward to this Wick conversation. I have to ask Helen, with as many Wicks as you have, will you pick this one up? And if so, will you rotate an old one out of your collection? Look, Mike, this is where I get very torn because do I have 9 John Wick figures and 2 more on pre-order? Yeah, I do. So I realize I've got to stop buying Topo John Wick suits. That's my first revelation of the day because as much as they are so good, I don't know that I'm going to be able to slay them all. And am I going to be able to sell them? Probably not. Maybe that'll be a channel member giveaway. I want this. And as I said, the logical part of my brain goes, this is spare parts John Wick. Term trademark Cousin Anthony. But he looks amazing. I feel so torn. And because like InArt, Supergirl's gone up for pre-order as well. And I don't know what to do with that. And I don't know what to do with this. And I am an overthinker. I'm shutting down. I don't know what to do. Oh, Rudy, bless your heart. I want this. You can never have enough John Wick. You can never have enough John Wick. I totally agree. Where's Bob Dylan to agree with us? Oh, I just answered your question. Well, I answered it twice. There you go. John Wick looks awesome. 576 from Kit. I know. And I'm just like, because he's like, pre-orders could stop at any time. And I'm like, will Sideshow get some? Because if Sideshow gets some, maybe Pop Culture will get some and I can get it from Pop Culture. So I'm really torn. Do I just bite the bullet and get it from Kit? Or do I play roulette and wait till Monday? And then if Pop Culture doesn't get it and Kit doesn't have it, then no Malibu Stacy with a new hat for Helen. And that would make me really sad. I just assumed only the hair was different. I had wondered that. And I had asked that of Bobby D, but I by the time I had started the stream, he hadn't responded as yet. But there is a part of me that is like, is this Howard going, that's cool. We'll just keep reusing this beautiful head sculpt in the time. Because Bob and I have often said, we do think the ultimate endgame is they will redo Chapter 2. And I do think this Chapter 1 head sculpt, you take out the battle damage, and I think of that promotional picture with his in the 3-piece suit with the tie pin, it's there. So this is where I get torn as well, because I got 2 Chapter 1s, thinking, could I get it, one of the sculpt painted clean for my Chapter 2? But I'll do that, and then Howie will troll me and give them all to me. Troll me, love me, I don't know. It's a love-hate relationship with the Howie. Oh, I know he's your guy. This is fire. It looks so good. And then what got me was because bless everyone, doesn't look like Keanu Reeves. I'm like, oh my God, it doesn't look. I feel like this photo on the left is the most Keanu Reeves looking sculpt Hot Toys has ever done. And what made me laugh was I did think of those J&D head sculpts of, I don't know who, Yannis Wikopoulos' costume, I like to say, that they're charging how much for. Look at this beautiful sculpt from Hot Toys. Look at it. Mike says Hot Toys is definitely getting better with Keanu's likeness with each attempt at John Wick. I totally agree. Thicker fan for life. I have chapter 1 on pre-order. Looking forward to getting him in hand. Will be my first John Wick. Well, I mean, you're starting with a pretty amazing one. I'm getting one of each because I couldn't decide. So I'm getting one sculpted and one artisan. Accessories from John Wick 4 and other John Wick versions. What a rip-off laziness. It's as I said, it's spare parts John Wick. It's Malibu Stacy with a new hat. It's 100% Howie going, I'm going to make the most, get the most bang for buck out of this new beautiful Keanu Reeves head sculpt we've developed. 100%. Anthony says that definitely looks like the same suit to me. So I was going, it can't just be me. I knew I had to put these pictures together because I was like, it can't just be me that thinks this is the same suit. Next exclusive concept, ponytail. Is it meant to be ponytail John Wick? I mean, I'll take any John Wick. Cancel one of your POs and get the artisan, but I am getting the artisan. I'm getting the artisan chapter 1, but I want both. I'm not cancelling a John Wick. If I cancel any pre-order, it's going to be Thunderbolts Yelena. She's on the chopping block. But that's with pop culture. And if I'm getting John Wick, I feel like I'm probably going to get it through Kit. Because as I said, I don't know. It's only making 2,000. Do I run the risk of waiting for pop culture to list it? And what if they don't? And then Kit's like, sorry, guys. We've run out of old people to line up for these. I very much feel torn. Austin says this John Wick figure looks really good. My goodness, he looks real. Honestly, Helen, I think you should get it. Yeah, Helen thinks she should get it too. As much as it is Malibu Stacy with a new hat. Look. Look how beautiful it is. And even I was looking at the beard because normally we talk about beards. They're a bit soft. I know we certainly were talking about that with the Punisher. The beard on this looks really good. And when I looked at some of the pictures, it almost looked like got a little bit of the salt and pepper happening in the beard, showing a bit more of an older John Wick. I'm so down for this. Mitchell says, I have Eve on pre-order, so it's a no-brainer for me to get this week. Yeah, I have Eve too. I should just buy it, shouldn't I? Next, I think I read this before. Next concept exclusive ponytail John Wick. Why not? Why don't we do like a Iron Man John Wick, Venomized Spider-Man John Wick. I'm down for all of it. It's on Sideshow, is it? Because I looked earlier, and I mean time difference. So when I looked, it was probably still not even business hours. It's on Sideshow. Tempting. Because I do wonder, will it trickle down to pop culture? I'm so torn. I'm so torn. Collection Obsession is here. Hello. Helen, I so understand that you must have all the Wicks in the same way with Chris Evans, Captain America. It's my guilty pleasure. Yeah. I think as well, because it's like I think it's my only non-DC and Marvel line I still have. Like I had some Game of Thrones figures. They're gone. So I do love the John Wick. Do love him. I definitely want a John Wick chapter 2. Everyone does. And they've gotten so much better at suit tailoring and body proportions. I know some people still complain about them. I thought the John Wick chapter 4 was a really nice figure. They've got the likeness. Chapter 2 is everyone loves that with the tie pin. It's such a cool look. Oh, I might have misspoken about Sideshow. I looked on the website. I looked because I was like, is this... Because sometimes they have the coming soon, and I feel like They had the Jinx. But I was like, okay, if this is ACGHK 2000 limited markets, maybe it's not coming elsewhere. Or even if it does go to Sideshow, will they necessarily give any to pop culture? I don't know. You're right, Austin. One good thing about Kit is he's definitely going to get it. And this is my thing. I saw another reseller had it slightly cheaper, but I was like, I trust Kit. I trust Kit. And I've seen with times where he's had these exclusives and he can't get it, he's been very good at just pre-ordering, refunding people's deposit. He doesn't play games like some other resellers do where, oh, we'll give you store credit. Oh, no. So this is the thing. Like, yes, it's a bit more expensive with Kit, but it's going to be a good experience. I totally agree with you. Rudy says, I got the regular chapter 1. This could be my first Artisan. Yeah, it would be a good first one. Yeah, I do think and this is my thing, Austin. I agree. I definitely feel like Kit is the better option than individuals that sell through Facebook pages, because, you know, anybody can do a William Wang and just disappear, right? I really don't want to go down that route again. Which destination is closest to you, Sideshow or Kit? Maybe that could help you determine who can get it to you faster. Kit is definitely closer. I think the benefit with Kit is the price is the price. Shipping is baked into it. The only time I bought a figure from Sideshow was the Chapter 4 John Wick, because I wanted the exclusive version with the extra gun, because John Wick's going to have all the guns, and we didn't get that option in Australia. Paid $90 US. It's like 140 Australian dollars for shipping. And I'm like, you're not smart, because you probably could have got the rifle or whatever it was loose for cheaper than that. So Sideshow and Kit's not going to charge me the 10% goods and services tax, which Sideshow will charge me. So yeah, I just need to pre-order it from Kit is what I need to do. Look at him in his beautiful recycled suit from Chapter 1. Look at him. And we've got the base, magnetic base, which matches Eve's base. Eve has a very similar base with the sort of, what do you call it, cobblestones with the snow. Optional stand that clips into the back. I do love it. And those magnets are so strong. Like, I've seen it with Black Widow and Strike Suit Cap. I've really been surprised with how strong the magnets are on these Hot Toys bases. Here we can see some of the recycled accessories, the katana, the gun. Even, I think this photo on the right, you can see like the weapons belt. It's another thing that is reused from the Chapter 1, because in the previous Chapter 2, Chapter 4, we never got the weapons belt. We got it with the Chapter 1, and they're reusing it with the chapter with the Ballerina version. But I'm just so excited. As I said, I was so convinced last week this was never going to see the light of day. So this was such a surprise and a delight. Look at his hair. And again, here you can really see the beard and what I was trying to say. Like, you look around his chin and you do see like what I think is like a few grey hairs. So you can definitely see a little bit of age to our John Wick. I just think it looks so good. Wool hair implantation. Looks great. He looks so real. The base is slightly different from Eve. It's pretty similar though. Like same shape, same sort of snowy ground. They will match. They will match, I believe. John Wick. What are we getting with our mixed parts John Wick? I'm so glad you asked. Got the beautiful head sculpt with the rolling eyes. We've got wool hair implantation, Shuri. It's so exciting. Do you have wool hair implantation too? You're blocking John Wick. I can't see. We've got the katana. We've got a rifle. We've got a handgun, which I did see some people complain is the wrong handgun. We've got a whole bunch of hands. We've got the sort of weapons belt. We've got the I literally can't read what it says, Bubby. Specially designed magnetic figure base. It's so nice, Shruti. You like John Wick, don't you? We all like John Wick in this house. Yeah, I know. He's a bit of a champion. Where is my... There we go. Spare parts, John Wick. The rational part of me should be like, no way. The collector John Wick lover, why have you not pre-ordered this already? It's probably what I'll do when this stream ends. I'll probably just go and pre-order it and end my suffering. I mean, slightly different in a good way. Okay, that's fair enough. You got to get it. I know, Austin. I know I've got to get it. The snow and bricks placement is different. That's okay. It's fine. We can live with that. We can live with that. I just had to laugh a bit because of how much Hot Toys tried to fit on the nameplate on the base. I would have been okay if they condensed it a bit. Yeah. That's terrible. And the irony is I probably won't even use these bases. I have a bad obsession. I get fixated on spare parts story time with Helen. And my current obsession is John Wick Chapter 2 display bases. I had another one come in this week. I legitimately think I've now bought 5 of them loose. I'm just buying them for additional John Wick figures. Because then I can use the 2 and the 4 bases, Chapter 2, Chapter 4 bases throughout my collection. Because I normally like the oval bases, but for John Wick, if I want to have him in a bit of an action pose, like it's good to have that extra real estate of the hexagonal base. So I literally had another, Chapter 2 display base and head sculpt come in this week because I just can't stop buying them. I can't stop buying them. Akira's here. New John Wick looks sick. He looks so good. Helen, if you think Yelena will be easier to get sometime in the future, then I would get John Wick first. Yeah, I think it will. I mean, the original Yelena is still sitting on the shelves here, and it's now quite heavily discounted. I have to think, let's be honest, female figure, they don't always sell as well. The only figure from the movie, will we get one from upcoming Avengers movies? Maybe. I think it's sitting around. And for me, I got it hoping we were going to get a Red Guardian. We're not. So this is where I've always said if something was going to be on the chopping block, it's going to be Yelena because I've already got 2. I don't want just a standalone Yelena with nothing to display with. Like all women tell me bigger is better. I mean, the bigger the packet of Tim Tams is definitely better. Helen Kit's got it on the website right now. I know, and I've been debating all day. I added it to cart. I saw how many reward points I had. What would that mean for a discount? I just need to do it when I get off this stream, let's be honest. I just need to get it done. Just need to get it done. Speaking of discounts, I thought I saw Captain Marvel from the first movie on sale for under $100 US. Captain Marvel from the first movie, deluxe and standard editions, are currently on Pop Culture for $100 Australian dollars. And they had a 20% off sale. And Helen couldn't buy them because they have button batteries and they no longer will ship them domestically within Australia. It was very sad. They also had, before anyone's like, oh, Captain Marvel, one of the holographic Iron Man figures, $79.99 Australian. I have never seen a Hot Toys figure on sale at Pop Culture. Even the 99 is rare. $79.99 for that holographic Iron Man that clearly no one's buying. They also had a War Machine for $99. And I want to say like a Mandalorian was like $199 and they sold like that. But whew, I wish I could have bought during the 20% off sale, but they won't ship them to me. They don't love me enough. The Broke Collector says, I really want this. I'm not a stickler for accurate looks, but the belt is awesome. I will probably use my black Kento suit though. However, I can get, if I can't get Artisan, I'll pass. Artisan is the only option for this. And I have to say, I did a chapter 3, John Wick, which is a very similar look to this with a Topo suit. And I got the chapter 4 head sculpt on it. And I've really liked that. And this is where Bob and I joked, they'll wheel this out again in 6 months' time as John Wick chapter 3. This suit will probably get made again. And we will have another chuckle about it. Figure Fan for Life. How do the reward points translate in terms of discount? I've been ordering my InArt figures from them. So I can't remember the conversion. I think you get a point per dollar. And then obviously some people have the $10 discount codes. But when you go to check out, it'll say, do you want to use discount points? How many? So I just went in and said, yes, I want to use discount points. I put all of the points I had in there and then updated my cart to see how much it would be. So I want to feel like I had like 2,500 points and maybe that was $25. Something like that, I want to say. Akira says this is the first John Wick figure I actually kind of want. You didn't want chapter 1. The chapter 1 is pretty amazing. Austin says, I just ordered it. I'm going to say this to myself in advance. Welcome home, Mr. Wick. Oh, bless. Sideshow was gifting the Captain Marvel a few years ago. I know. Everybody told me that. That's cheap, $79.99, but honestly, I wouldn't want a holographic Iron Man for free. It's just not a fit of my collection. That's why it's still there. Because, as I say, the War Machine and the Mandalorian that got such heavily discounted, they were gone in an instant. And I've even said to them, hey, Captain Marvel, will you take it out of the box? I don't care for the batteries. Can you take it out of the box, sell it to me loose? No. I'm like the one person who would buy them. That's why I'm going, I hope Bobby Dylan's going to buy them all and give them a good life. Poor Captain Marvel. Supergirl. The main event. Millie Alcock's Supergirl. They teased this. We've been expecting this. And boy, Supergirl. What can I say about InArt? I'm just going to quickly... I can't see Hot Toys making a John Wick 3 as this is particular in between 3 and 4. They will. It's the same suit. They'll tweak the head sculpt a bit and off they go. I can see it happening. I can so see it happening. The Supergirl. We had the tease. I had some big feelings on the tease. And I had tried to be, okay, Helen, we got this photo and we got one photo of the sculpt. And I tried to be, you know what? It's one picture. Let's wait for them to release more pictures. Maybe it's just a bad picture. It was not a bad picture. This head sculpt upsets me greatly. Rudy says not a great effort from InArt on this Supergirl. I really don't feel like it is. And this is what got me because pop culture actually jumped the gun and listed this Supergirl figure very early, like well before the 8 p.m. time. 730 Australian dollars. Superman is 550 Australian dollars with 2 head sculpts, 2 capes, an actual diorama base, swap out boots. And again, I know people are going to say hair and silicone, but the likeness is just not there for me. And it's so, so upsetting. Figure Fan for Life. Here we go. Love this character. Need the jeans and shirt from the film. Figure Fan for Life. I have been on Topo to produce them. So I am trying. I messaged them as soon as I got out of the cinema and said, will you make this set? And I have been going back and forth with them all week. I'm trying my best to convince Topo. Minimum do the shirt and jeans. If you don't want to do the jacket because everyone's done the jacket, that's fine. Give me shirt, give me jeans, give me the shoes. I will do the rest. But I am very much trying to get that done. So the 2 looks. The coat, the suit, Crypto. They have changed Crypto a bit. He's in more of a seated pose. Head sculpt aside, I do think the Supergirl logo looks way too big on her chest. It is gigantic. I know some people have questioned the proportions and the height, and it was quite interesting because they did post the height of the figure. And to me, I do think it is probably, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but it's true, I think it's about 1.5 centimeters too tall. Millie Alcock's only 5'5". When they posted the height of the figure and I did a conversion, this is more about 5'8". So they've given her a bit of extra height. So how is that going to look next to the Hot Toys one if you're getting both? Because that is how I'm leaning, potentially getting both. But the price surprised me. I was thinking this would be around $650 Australian, which is where Wonder Woman was at. Was very surprised that this came in at $730 at Pop Culture. So it's going to be interesting. I do think they did a great job with this coat. To me, this coat does look a lot better than the Hot Toys version. I do think other accessories like the headphones and the sunglasses look better. The headphones in particular look way better on this one. What I thought was interesting was they showed us the headphones and they talked about the sort of radio or whatever it is. Not visible. Where is it? When's that coming? When are we going to see what that looks like? But this has been the whole... Because in waiting for InArt, that phrase, I went Hot Toys. I love it. It looks great, but it's sculpted hair. Hot Toys surely is going to do rooted hair. Let's wait to see what InArt's doing before we make our mind up. This is not a good likeness. It's not a good likeness, I don't think. I know some people like it. If you like it, great. I'm not trying to tell anyone to like it. It's like, to me, I look at this and I'm like, it looks better with the sunglasses on, which is such a shame. And I think part of my disappointment was in my head, I thought I'd have the InArt Supergirl in the suit with the beautiful rooted hair so I could articulate. And I'd have the Hot Toys one with the jacket and the sunglasses and the headphones. And now I'm like, the more expensive figure is the one that I want to put the sunglasses on. It makes me so sad. I just don't see it. Like, I don't think the hair color's right. I think the eyebrows are way too strong. And I think the cheeks are maybe a bit too big. These are the pictures where I think it looks the best. But even then, like this picture on the right, I'm like, okay, maybe you get a bit more of her features there. But I'm like, honestly, it looks better with the sunglasses on, which is just really sad. Here you get a really nice look at the coat and the headphones. Those headphones look really good. I think the coat, definitely, I feel like InArt gets the win on the accessories. Accessories-wise, I think they're getting the win. Let me catch up. See where we're at. Jeremy Kaza selling the John Wick. I know. I'd just rather buy from stores than resellers that are just on Facebook. Once bitten, twice shy. Let's call it the William Wang effect. Oh boy, this doesn't look like the actress Millie Alcock. It does not. Mike says, I'm most likely passing on Supergirl, but I'll admit InArt has Hot Toys beat from the neck down, but the head sculpt needs some work. For me, it's the eyebrows. My eyes just keep going there. I do think the size of the logo needs to be reduced. To me, this Supergirl logo looks way too big. Way too big. True Rolly 2 says, I'm so glad I have the Sasha Kaya Supergirl. Hands down, she's my favorite. That's fair enough. Supergirl is 70, is that pounds? More than InArt Wonder Woman. The prices are all over the place. $650 Australian for Wonder Woman. $730 Australian for Supergirl. I don't understand. Mike says, yeah, I think the price is a bit outrageous. I mean, I get they're giving us a Slurpee, but come on. They're not even giving the snack she got with the Slurpee. Ripped off. The InArt Supergirl doesn't look good in my opinion. I agree, and I did some polls, and I'll share the results of the polls because I before I came onto the stream, I was like, I want to get you guys' feedback because it happened early enough in the week that I could put polls up. And it's interesting because I've been talking with Mandy Burton about this quite a bit. She's seen the movie, loves the movie, wants this as well. And she and cousin Anthony keep telling me InArt will update this. It's what they do. They will update it. It's a lot of money, and if they update it and it doesn't get better. Oh, I can't. It looks like Will Poulter. I cannot. Hot Toys likeness is better, but InArt looks more realistic. Yeah, that's another thing people have been saying to me a lot as well. And here's the poll I mentioned because I asked you guys. I asked on Instagram and I asked on YouTube. And I got about 150 responses between everything. And Hot Toys got the win. Like, it was a bit more line ball on Instagram where I had about 60 votes. But on YouTube, where I had 90 votes, and I checked before I came on, it had jumped up to about 100. But I wanted to do it as like 24 hours, so it was a similar time frame. Hot Toys definitely got the win on YouTube. And I agree. I do think it looks so much stronger. Like, I didn't have a fully comparable Hot Toys shot, so I've put InArt, what I think is probably the best picture of the head sculpt from InArt on the left. We've got a picture of Millie herself, and then we've got the Hot Toys one. And this is where, again, I think the logo is way too big on the InArt one. It looks way too big. It just needs some refinement to me. I think Hot Toys, they did a really good job with this. I really do think, even with the sculpted hair, and she probably can't move her head, if we're talking about likeness, I do feel like I prefer the Hot Toys one. And if I was so offended by the sculpted hair, I could just send it off to get rooted. And for the price difference, like, I'm looking at $730 Australian for InArt. Pop Culture, they have their 10% off pre-order discount. So that brings Supergirl down to $432 Australian. I have reward points. I can get an extra 10% off. I can get, with my pennies, Supergirl for $398 Australian. So I can get two Hot Toys versions for around $50 more than one InArt. And this is where I get a bit, what do I do? Do I still go 1-1, which is how I thought I would go? Do I get a Hot Toys one? Because with the price difference, I'm sending that off to someone like Tetsu and getting it rooted. I really feel torn because as you guys know, the only thing I've pre-ordered this year is the Hot Toys Mr. D. I was like, this is it. It's going to be my first licensed pre-order for the year. The Hot Toys one is definitely coming home. I don't know. I still feel so indecisive, and I think the Artisan John Wick is making it worse because I'm going, that looks much better to me. I'm going to drop $700 for a figure. I'd rather get spare parts John Wick than this Supergirl, I feel. Raz 2010able, Hot Toys is 10 times better. Feels that way. Agreed, Helen. InArt nails this Supergirl with the sunglasses on. It's sad but true. Toy Collector says, I don't plan on getting either versions, but I'm really not feeling this InArt version. The face eyebrows, I prefer the Hot Toys version. Me 3. I've got another photo that's more front on, but it's a bit of a different look, and I don't know about the lighting. But again, I'm just looking at this going, I see Millie so much more in the Hot Toys version. Austin says, InArt definitely missed the mark. She looks too masculine. I don't know if it's masculine. She just doesn't look like Millie Alcock. Figure Fan for Life says, yes, the eyebrows are off. Looks far better with the glasses on. Would be great with the jeans and t-shirt. Yeah, I'm trying to get them made. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to convince Topo to do it. Oh my god, I have so many comments. Let me catch up. We're paying a lot of money for the figure to look accurate as much as possible. This does not look like her at all. What did they get the photo from a paparazzi bad hair day? And this is what gets me, because there's certain angles of the hair where it gives Hermione Granger vibes. Like there's a lot of hair. Like when you see the head a bit tilted, it looks like there's way too much hair. And I know her hair can be very messy, but it's not that voluminous and like sticking out like a triangle. It's not how it sits. So I hope they make some tweaks to this. Figure Fan for Life says agree. Logo dwarfs everything else needs to be smaller. I cannot talk about the jazzing today. Waiting for Bob to buy the Hot Toys and get it rooted, probably the best way to go. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I just get it and send it to Tetsu, right? That's what Bobby would do. And that's why when I looked at I was really surprised when it came to pop culture and I looked at it and went, wow, if I stack a discount code on this, I can get this for like under 400 Australian dollars. That is a rarity these days. That's where I was going. Do I get two? Do I try to get the Scott Blue, send it off, and then I can have the best of both worlds? Collection Obsession says, Helen, maybe you should get the Hot Toys Supergirl and have the hair rooted. Yeah, I want two, though. I want both looks. I want suit and I want coat. If I can get the jeans and t-shirt, would be ideal, but I want both looks. Mike says, the other thing about the Hot Toys version is I think they actually connected the headphones to a device while InArts aren't connected to anything. That's what I was saying, Mike. Like their product description talks about like a portable radio player or whatever, but the photo is just headphones and a wire. I'm like, where is the device? I think I might have even posted that on the comment, like where on the post, where is it? It just made me laugh. And then they also didn't include the grabber in the photos. Is it because they know how bad it is? We'll just not put it in the photos and hope nobody notices. Austin says Hot Toys has more personality in the facial expression. Yeah, I do think so. I do think that too. Akira says pop culture has a good price, but my God, they are slow for POs, usually 3 to 6 months late from past experience. Yeah, look, the timing has blown out a little bit of late. Typically about a 2 to 3 month wait is what I would expect. There's certainly some things like George Clooney Batman and also Strike Suit Cap, which were quite delayed. But then I feel like people are delayed getting it from Sideshow as well. So I'm not sure if it's a distribution from Hong Kong because we get ours from Sideshow. So it's got to go to Sideshow and then come to us. Pop Culture does all their stuff by boat. That adds to it. So it depends. Like sometimes you can get lucky and if something's announced right when they're about to fill in that shipping container, not that long. This is where it'd be interesting. I'm keen to see like 3rd of July. When do I get Scarecrow? If I get it in September, I'll be pretty happy. Anthony says, I really want the rooted hair, but I hate having to hope for updates that may never happen. Me, 3. And this is the thing. Everyone keeps saying to me, InArt will update it. That's what they do. They update. As much as I love the movie, as much as I want the character, is this going to have big PO numbers? Because I do wonder, will the PO numbers dictate how much they do or don't update this? True Rolly 2 says, I'm getting Hot Toys and buying a head sculpt with blonde hair. Fair enough. Superman Fan 99. I was debating on getting both and displaying the one I liked least the one I like least with the sunglasses trench coat. I might get 2 Hot Toys instead. That's what I thought as well. I thought I'll get one of each. Hot Toys can be trench coat and sunglasses. InArt with amazing rooted hair can be in the suit. And I think that's where part of my disappointment's coming from, because to drop almost twice the price and be like, this will have sunglasses and be covered up doesn't feel great. Yikes. I don't know what that's, I'm going to assume that's about the InArt sculpt. Rudy says, actually, even the Hot Toys headphones look better. The InArt ones are actually too big from that pic. It's funny. I put this photo up and I went, oh, maybe Hot Toys did do a better job with the headphones. I just thought, like, I always think of them as being fuzzy. Maybe, yeah. Oh, goodness. 100% Helen, the hair looks like Hermione. It really does. The cover picture InArt put on their Facebook page had total Hermione vibes. 100%. And this is another option where, again, I'm trying to find similar pictures, and I think you get the Hermione vibes with this InArt photo on the left. The Broke Collector says, I have to have faith. I know it's cliche, but I have to let them cook. I appreciate all the opinions because that's how we'll get them to update it. I hope so. I really hope so. I really was looking forward to this. Mike says, I feel like an update to a figure should be regularly posted so we as collectors can make the most informed decisions rather than having to scramble to cancel if it's not what we want at release. And I guess this is where I feel like I'm really lucky with pop culture. Like, if I change my mind or it comes out and I'm like, this is not it, I know I can cancel my pre-order and they'll let me move my deposit. So this adds to my conflicted feeling because I have that insurance policy. So part of me is like, maybe you should just pre-order because I've just got to put down $100. Not just, it's $100, but if it doesn't get updated, if I don't like it, I can go, hey friends, cancel that, transfer my deposit onto this figure, please and thank you, and they'll do it for me. So Hot Toy suit looks more accurate. Yeah, I feel like it does too. I feel like that InArt logo was just way too big. 2Rolly2 says, I got you all beat. I'm getting the rooted hair. I'm going to give a hair stylist $100 and make her hair look exactly like the movie. Well, let us know when you do. I'd like to see that. Ultra Mensch, I hope I'm saying it right. The Hot Toy sculpt definitely looks more flattering. I think so too. Austin says, I think this is it. There are no updates. I mean, if you were going to update it, surely you would announce it during the pre-order window. So the pre-order window is open, I think, till the 3rd of August. And I'm fortunate that, again, through pop culture, longer pre-order window, it will be up for pre-order till they sell out, even for things like Correnswet Superman. I could go on there today and pre-order if I wanted. They're still taking pre-orders. So I feel like I've got the luxury of time. But yeah, surely if they're going to update it, the announcement's got to come during the pre-order window, right? That's what I would have thought. I think the movie's performance may be it from both companies in terms of updates. I mean, as I said, I have to wonder. Because if that is the case, I said, I don't know what the pre-order numbers are going to be like with InArt. And the other thing, Hot Toys is going to have this out in Q3, if it goes by the schedule. And it's interesting because when we had Hong Kong Comic-Con and Six Galkawi was there, and I asked him, how did you find it in person? And he said, it's interesting. He said, to me, it looks like a final production piece, not a prototype, which is a bit more detailed. And all the rumors at the con is this is coming out really quickly in Q3. So they're going to get it out the door pretty quick, which is another advantage for them. You are saying it correctly. Hey, I'll try to remember how I said it. I really like the version in the middle. Where can I PO that one? I wish. And this is where it gets interesting, guys. As I said, I was talking to Mandy, and Mandy, creative soul that she is, did a few tweaks on the old InArt sculpt. And I think you see, they're close. Eyebrows definitely need to be tweaked. Mandy's made the eyes a bit smaller, the nose a bit smaller, and she's brought the cheeks in a bit. I think maybe the chin as well. InArt, if you're listening, if you could make it look like the picture on the right from Mandy, I'm giving you my money. This edit to me looks much more like Millie. If this was what they were giving us, I would be happy. I wouldn't even be going, oh, I need to get the Hot Toys one re-rooted and blah, 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 and do I get 2 of that? I think the the edit on the right is a big improvement to me. InArt, Mandy's edit, Millie herself. Get Mandy a job at InArt, guys. Seriously. The head looks big for the body. I don't know about that. I think the body is a bit big. Oh, Akira doesn't like the edit. Okay, I really liked the edit. I thought it looked much better. Wow, even those minor adjustments by Mandy makes a big difference. Makes a huge difference. Because for me, definitely the eyebrows and the cheeks, I was like, they need to be tweaked. But as I say, she's made a few little adjustments to all the facial features, and I think it's made a huge difference. This looks way more like Millie than InArt's version. InArt are doing live streams. I know. I struggle with those live streams. Those poor young ladies that do it. And the questions that get asked and the comments that get made at them. I don't know. I'm really... the InArt streams. I cannot. So zooming out, again, the photo on the right, you want to talk about Hermione Granger hair. But this is where, yeah, logo, way too big. Figure, potentially a little bit too tall. Will it get updated? I don't know. But as I said, guys, I'm feeling very torn. Like the Hot Toys one, at least one Hot Toys version is coming home. InArt, I feel like I'm maybe going to wait to see if they announce an update. Because I've got time on my side, so there's no need to rush. I can buy Artisan John Wick in the meantime. So, the features of the InArt Supergirl. Articulated eyes and rooted hair. We've got the silicone body and specifically designed skirt. I do think the outfit looks good. I think if you shrink down that logo a bit, I'm happy. We've got a premium drape cape and accessories. No wide cape for Supergirl because apparently she can't fly. And the accessories, and this is where you see the headphones that connect to nothing. But the product list did say there's like a portable radio, whatever they called it. So where that is, when that's coming, I don't know. But I did laugh when I saw it was just headphones. Hopefully that gets updated. Unlike Hot Toys, you're getting the sword, which is a nice extra accessory to have. Blue slushy sunglasses and her little pocket watch with her picture of Crypto. Crypto, they have made some changes to. Same, slightly different to the Correnswet. You've still got the ear pointed up, but they've got him in more of a seated pose. I don't know if this is a spoiler. So if you're not wanting to know anything about the movie, mute me for 15 to 20 seconds. If you're still listening, that's on you. I don't think Crypto wears the cape in the movie. I can't remember seeing him with the cape. But InArt and Hot Toys have both made him with the cape. Is that just very lazy? Do people care? Because when I reflected on it, I was like, I don't think he wears it. I can't remember seeing him in the cape in the movie. I don't know if it's detachable or not, but I don't feel like he wears it. I don't feel like that's a spoiler, but people get sensitive about these things, so apologies. A look at the Supergirl and her figures, her accessories. As I said, I love the coat. I did like the headphones. I do like that they have that fuzzy texture. Sword is a bonus. The Crypto does look a bit better. The base, it's a bit of a nothing burger for me. I think I much prefer... I know Hot Toys did something similar, but they've got the backdrop, and I feel like with the backdrop, you can kind of make it a bit like the movie poster. So I don't know, a lot of people asking them to update the base. Will they? I don't know how much they're going to update. My main thing is if you could bring down the logo and tweak the sculpt, that would be amazing. Yeah, as I said, I'm feeling very conflicted with what to do with this one, is my honest feeling with it. And yeah, I do think potentially the body is a little bit too tall. I'm not one that gets hung up on that as a day-to-day, but I am going... I can't remember how tall the Hot Toys one was. So if I do want to display them together, how is that going to look? Do kind of want someone to make the bus stop diorama. That would be amazing. Because then it wouldn't matter. One would be sitting down. Wouldn't matter. Mojang Toys, if you're listening. Or maybe I should message Mojang Toys. Do you think I can convince Mojang Toys to make me a Supergirl bus stop diorama? Probably not, but I can ask, right? I'll never die wondering. Mike says, I'm glad to hear InArt are doing streams for Supergirl. We need an updated figure falling meme. What? I've never heard such a thing.
So, the earlier you... Whoa.
Helen played the infamous InArt clip. So funny. Do you want an encore?
So, the earlier you... Whoa.
Fun times on the InArt stream. Their live streams go on way too long. Look, they are long, but I don't know. I even asked on one because he was on when I was on YouTube, and I just went, I tried to understand what their job is at InArt. Like, do you actually work there or are you just here for the stream? And the answer she gave me didn't really clarify. I really am like, where is John? Where is someone to help this woman? And just some of the comments that get made about her, and English is a second language, and she doesn't understand some of the nuance. I'm just like, oh, innuendo, I should say, not nuance. And I'm like, oh, you poor thing. Those streams are like a car crash. InArt live streams without posing the figures. Yeah, no, we don't pose the figures because you know what might happen. I'm willing to bet that sword is die cast, or are they dropping that trend as well? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I was more like, where is the music player? And also, as I said, like, girl can fly, but no flight stand, no flight pole for Supergirl. Just that horrible metal grabber that I hate. I don't understand why both companies keep making crypto with one ear up. It's not making sense. This is the thing. I think the Hot Toys is just a wash, rinse, repeat. InArt going updated. Like, I would have liked to have seen him just with normal ears would have been nice. Because for me, I don't know that the one ear up makes sense if he's seated. Particularly if his head is just straight on. Like, if his head was a bit like, maybe. But, and again, this is part of the reason why I'm going, maybe getting 1 and 1 is good. Because I can mix and match the bits I like best. Time will tell, friends. Thank you, Brot Collector. I thought that was the case, but everyone kept giving it to us. And I was like, is this just lazy? I think it is. I think the coat tailoring would be better on InArt. I agree. I do think the coat tailoring, but also I feel like the material I like more for the coat as well. So as I say, pluses and minuses, but the big thing for me is the likeness, and I'm just not feeling the InArt likeness. And to spend all this money on a figure and be like, and I will hide her face behind sunglasses and big headphones. Feels like, oh, I shouldn't have to do that. I love it when you play that clip. It never gets old. Thank you. It's been a while. It's been a while. Agreed. Should we do a hat trick? Third time's a charm?
The earlier you... Whoa.
To make up for all the weeks I didn't play the clip. So that's Supergirl. That's my dilemma. Let me know, particularly my peeps that watch on the replay. What are your thoughts? Are you getting the figure? What do you prefer? I really feel mixed. I was expecting this InArt one would blow me away, would be incredible. And there's just parts of it where I'm like, you know, for all the talk of InArt and the likenesses, and they're so impressive, and the hair, I'm just not there with it yet. We shall see. Austin's enjoying the clip. Rudy says, InArt dropped a lot of things. The magnetic bases, die cast. They're also doing the reuse thing, especially with the Harry Potter figures. If you get them all, you have 4 identical sorting hats. Well, and I mean, this is interesting because Draco Malfoy, magnetic eyes. Supergirl, who has a whole lot more hair, no magnetic eyes. So you're telling me I've got to like remove part of the head to get to the eyes. I would have thought someone with long hair like this should be magnetic eyes. So there are elements of this where I'm like, is this, oh, well, we've got the license and we want to get more, so we've just got to make it. I don't know. Because I said, $5.50 Australian for Superman, 2 sculpts, 2 capes, 2 sets of boots. You're still getting crypto. Supergirl, again, I know it's rooted hair versus sculpted. You're not even giving us an option to have this in a flight pose. But every Superman figure you've done, I'm thinking the Cavill, and then Correnswet, the Reeves, can't remember off the top of my head. Flight stand, plugs into the back of the suit. We've got options. It's like they went, we're giving you the Hermione hair and the silicone, and the budget's blown. We can't even give you the radio player. That's it. 4 of the same sorting hats is a bit much. Figure fan for life. I wonder why they can't get a host who understands English better and the figures. She doesn't know anything about them really. There's a few different women they use as well, but I do kind of go, have someone with them that moderates, that helps them out, that doesn't read out those comments that are just shouldn't be read out. Where is John? I don't feel like I've seen John anywhere on their channel, on other channels in the longest time. Definitely not in 2026. It's been a very long time. Lumi's here. Hey, Lumi, happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. Marlinoid. That's a new name. Hello. Hi, Helen. Why doesn't InArt give us an articulated crypto with implanted hair? That would have been next level. Cheers. Look. I don't know. Look, am I expecting implanted hair? Probably not, but I would have just liked the ear to be down, to be honest. And as I said, sorry if it's a spoiler, I don't think he's meant to be wearing the cape. So you've gone to some effort, but not the full effort. I don't know if something changed in the photos they were given versus what happened in the movie, but yeah. Good question. Tough decision considering John Wick release. I know. But John Wick is like a slam dunk to me. As much as that is 99% reused, I'm like, John Wick looks incredible. I just need to go and order it. Oh, the sorting hat is different expressions, is it? Rudy says, I have to check mine. They all look identical. I'd hope there's a difference between them all, surely. You're right, Helen. Hairy figs, well, maybe I should say long-haired figs should have magnetic eye standard to avoid messing with the hair, or at a minimum adjusting through the bottom of the head. I mean, that would be ideal. And I say that as someone who has that grievance. I always want to say grievous because of flippin' Star Wars. Grievance I had with the Artisan Black Widow. Because I'm horrible at posing eyes. And every time you have to adjust the eyes, you've got to handle the hair, which I want to keep to a minimum. And then I'm watching everyone with, Snape and their little magnetic tool. And I'm going, I would love that to be rooted hair, magnetic eyes. Sculpted hair, go for your life. Go for your life. Sculpted hair, don't bother. Rooted hair, I wish it was magnetic. Adjustable eyes. That would make my life so much happier. Yes, it's pronounced Grievous. I freaking hate that character. I always have to stop and go, Grievous? Grievance. I don't know why that stuck in my head, but it has. InArt Supergirl. What a conundrum. What a conundrum. What a first world problem. My God, all my problems are first world problems. So to wrap things up, because we're now in quarter 3, my goodness, the year is flying. And what was a small picture has now exploded because, as we know, Hot Toys had a lot of things in quarter 2 that they didn't release. They didn't release their Hono Spider-Man. They didn't give us Artisan Bucky, which is now overdue. They didn't give us the Mr. Freeze. There's a whole bunch of Superman, Star Wars figures, including Pilates Vader, Yelena, Age of the Apocalypse Wolverine. They're all now officially late. They were meant to come out by Q2. And now we've got a whole bunch of other figures into the mix. So we've got, is it the Killing Joke Joker up there? We've got the new Jack Sparrow that was announced, I'm pretty sure this year. Bank Robber Joker. I didn't realize that was coming out so soon. We've got the John Wick Chapter 1. What a treat. The rest of the Fantastic Four. We've got the Harley Quinn from the first Suicide Squad. Supergirl. Their Supergirl. So that potentially is coming out really soon. The second Peacemaker, Joel from The Last of Us. We've got the Death Stranding figure, the normal and the Artisan. We've got the, is it SoFi? Is that what they call it? The Galactus? That'll be interesting to see. SoFi, another line that I think we're not getting another release from. There's a lot. And I think they have been a bit slow on releases this year, the old Hot Toys. So is the second half of the year just going to be dropping it like it's hot? I don't know. Like, I really had hoped we would have had Artisan Bucky by now. Austin says it would be awesome if either company made a rooted hair crypto, especially if Hot Toys can make Chewbacca entirely rooted. Oh, yeah, I just feel like Hot Toys just redid the first one. InArt at least tweaked a couple of things. Hot Toys just went, it's the same dog here. Just have it. It's fine. Mike says, that's a lot of figs. It sure is. Sorry, did you say Pilates Vader? I sure did. Pilates Vader with his big table. He's my favorite Darth Vader. I've been calling him Pilates Vaders for months. I'm surprised you're just picking that up now. Figure Fan for Life says, wonder if Yelena will come before Christmas. Hurry up and wait. I mean, the logical thing would be thinking she's got to come out before Avengers, right? We know Hot Toys doesn't always work that way. Batman Collectible says, I need Mr. Freeze to drop. Me too. It looked so good at Secret Base. It looked so amazing. I've been so, it's funny, I had it on pre-order and then seeing it in person, my hype for it just went up a whole other level. I've been so eagerly awaiting Freeze, and again, thinking, oh, well, if they've done Batman and Robin, will Freeze come soon? Lol, no, Helen, that's not how Howie works. So as I said, some things I didn't realize were coming so soon. For some reason, I did not think Bank Robber Joker was coming so soon, so that'll be interesting to see. So let me know on this. What have you got on pre-order? We all know I've got Bucky, still waiting for Bucky. I've got Mr. Freeze Deluxe. Yelena, who's probably on the chopping blog. I'm sorry, Yelena, I still love you. I've got Sculpted Chapter 1 John Wick. I've got Artisan Chapter 1 John Wick. And I think I'm going to have the Supergirl on pre-order very soon. So that's me. There's a lot here, seriously. And some of these are things that were announced this year. So I don't know if the production was already in progress. Is it not? The list be very big compared to the list last week. The kids are definitely working overtime for this many figures. Yeah, I know. I wonder, is it the kids that put the sticky tape on the plastic bags around the art box? Mike says, I totally missed the Pilates comment, probably because I was at work trying to listen and it went over my head. Man, I feel like that was one of my like really good Star Wars in 60 seconds when I talked about Pilates Vader. I was really proud of that one. So much for me going, it's going to be a quick stream. It was not a quick stream. We're rolling out towards 2.5 hours. If you're still here, drop me a like. 48 people. If you've enjoyed it, drop me a like. I'd appreciate it. This is what is coming out in Q3. We hope. Who knows? Howie, enigma in a riddle. It's me again. Hi. It is 12:30 a.m. just about on Saturday, so I am gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. Big week of newsy news. I hope by the time I chat to you next week, I can tell you I've made a decision about Supergirl and that I've ordered John Wick. I think I just need to get onto Kit's website and drop a PO. I think that's all I've got left to do because Malibu Stacy has a new hat. Guys, I hope for those people in the US, I hope you have do you say a nice 4th of July? I don't know, but I hope if you're having the holiday today, I hope you're having a nice rest. I hope you have a nice 4th of July. For my Canadian viewers, I hope you had a nice, is it Canada Day, Canadian Day on the 1st of July? I do know that's a thing. I'll be back next Friday to talk about the newsy news. Austin says, fantastic conversation. Helen, happy weekend. Thank you. Happy weekend to you too. Dr. No says, great stream. Thank you so much, Helen and Shuri. I mean, Shuri was the star today. My goodness. She wanted everyone to see her magnificent tail. Mike says, maybe this is a topic for another time, but I got to admit, I feel like the latest version of Harley from the Suicide Squad pictured here, but I feel a bit self-conscious putting it in my collection. Putting it in because my collection is in my living room and it's visible by anyone coming in. Is that weird? I think this is going to be a hot take because, I haven't had one this episode. As great as it looks, the one that I would feel a bit more conscious of is, I don't know if you've seen the J&D 3rd scale dancer Harley Quinn. That's one that I'm like, don't be putting that in the living room. The Suicide Squad one, I don't know. I don't think it's, I don't love that outfit, but I mean, it's not, is it Tifa? It's not, I've put Black Widow in the bustiest Bison I can get. Like, that's what Margot wore in the movie, is my view. Thanks. Have a great weekend, folks. You too, Figure Fan for Life. Thank you for coming and hang out. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. I'll be back same time, same place next week. See you then.